Right. Right. Okay. So, Assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. So, welcome back to UHL2452 English for Vocational Purposes. So, I believe that it has been a while that we didn't meet. Okay. Unfortunately, today I couldn't have the physical class because I just got my booster dose for the vaccination. So a bit flu over here, and then my left arm feel a bit numb, but it is okay, not really worrying. Okay, so we are going to continue with the lesson today, and before we start, as usual, I'm going to check with the attendance. So for the attendance wise, okay, you just need to reply by saying yes when your name is being called. Okay, so just reply by saying yes when your name is being called. Okay, Brandon, are you here? Brandon Darrell?
Yes, sir.
All right. Putri Nurul Ain, are you here? Putri, I can see you, Putri. All right. Wait.
Yes,
Putri.
sir.
Okay. All right. Ahmad Mustaqim.
Ada, sir.
All right. Terence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Muhammad Noor Shazrin Hazimi. Muhammad Noor Shazrin Hazimi.
Present, sir.
All right. Okay. Ahmad Aiman.
Yes, sir.
All right. Omar.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ahmad Izlan.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Muhammad Farish Azran. Muhammad Farish Azran. Okay. Farish Azran is not here. Prasant.
Sir.
Okay. Lukman Hakim.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Muhammad Shafiq bin Abdul Razak is on medical appointment, so he couldn't come today. He told me earlier. Okay. Hazizi.
Present, sir.
All right. Amir Iskandar. Amir Iskandar bin Yufri. Okay. 2% are missing actually. Muhammad Izul Zikri.
I'm sir.
Okay. Muhammad Ruzain Hakim. Muhammad Ruzain Hakim.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Muhammad Zarfan Mirza.
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So again, double check. Muhammad Farish Azran, are you here? Farish Azran? Okay, you are not here. How about Amir Iskandar bin Yufri? Are you here? You are not here as well. Okay, never mind. All right. So I'm going to call upon your names again later on. Okay. So now I'm going to share my screen. Amir Iskandar, you have just joined. Am I correct? Amir Iskandar? Okay, Amir Iskandar.
Yes. Yes, sir.
All right, you have just joined. Okay, thank you for joining the class. I'm just checking the attendance now. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with all of you, and please have a thorough look at the screen. At the same time, okay, please go to Kalam and log into your Kalam account, because after this we are going to discuss a bit about the activity that I asked you to do last week. Okay, and also it is related to what you are going to have for your next assessment. Okay, assessment 2. Right, I am now sharing my screen with all of you. As you can see on the screen, we have done with week 7, still in the same topic, process and procedure. Okay, so last week I have introduced you to SOP, or Standard Operating Procedure, whereby we have talked about the definition of SOP, the two types of SOP, administrative SOP and technical SOP. And then under technical SOP itself, there are three types of it. graphic SOP, hierarchical SOP, and flowchart SOP. And then we have also discussed about the format of technical SOP. So how do you need to arrange all of the information? Remember that the template has been given to you. Okay, so though that later on when you're going to start working, the template might not be the same, right? But the contents will remain the same. So you don't have to worry, okay, even though the template of the SOP will be different, the contents will still be the same. Okay, all right. I have also issued you or shared with you readings, okay, resources on graphic SOP, flowchart SOP, and hierarchical SOP. So we are now in week 8, okay? Though that we are supposed to learn about flowchart SOP and hierarchical SOP, I believe that you can do this on your own, okay? I mean, you can do your own reading regarding this. So I have uploaded all of the materials, okay, regarding the flowchart SOP and the rest of it, okay, in week 7 and also in week 8. Okay, so you can continue reading it, okay, so that you will have a clearer understanding of what does it mean by hierarchical SOP, what does it mean by flowchart SOP, and what does it mean by graphic SOP. For your information, okay, we are going to deal with graphic SOP for your assessment 2, which will be conducted next week. Okay, so we'll talk about the assessment in detail afterwards. So now, what I will be doing with all of you, okay, is we are going to have a look at the resources over here, which is in Kalam, okay. So if you go to week 7 in Kalam, under module 2, process and procedure, so I have uploaded 3 information transfer activities over here, okay. Lactating cow, all right, and then history of underground utility tunnels, and pulse alarm information transfer activity. So all these 3 activities, I have uploaded it last week, okay, and then I have also asked you to do it. Have you completed? Class, have you finished it? Yes or no? Class, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, okay. So don't worry if you have not completed, okay, if you have not finished the task, okay, I'm going to share the answers with all of you afterwards so that once you do it, okay, then you can have a look at the answers so that you will know whether you arrange the information correctly as being asked in the instruction. Okay, so what we are going to have a look today is on lactating cow information transfer activity. So perhaps, okay, you can open this, okay? And why we are looking at lactating cow information transfer activity is because, okay, for this activity, it is similar to what you are going to do in assessment 2 next week, okay? To be specific, it is going to be assessment 2A, okay, which is reading SOP. And lactating cow information transfer activity will involve graphic SOP. Okay, so if you open or if you click on this, okay, you are going to get this information. Okay, all right, it is going to be like this. So how to feed lactating cows, okay, and then you have a text consisting of 3 paragraphs, okay, and then after that you have the template. Okay, you have the template whereby you need to put in the reference number, the date, the page number, okay, the title, department or unit, and the rest of the information up until to the procedure and who prepared the SOP, reviewed by whom, and approved by whom. Okay, all right. So this is the template that you are going to use in your next assessment. Okay. Yeah, okay, class. If you are not talking, could you please mute your microphone so that you can listen carefully to what I'm saying to you? Okay. All right, so this is the text. This is the activity. I hope that you have done this. But if you have not, don't worry, okay? We can go through it together and then you will know how to work on this, especially for your next assessment, assessment 2A, okay? All right, so this is the question and this will be the answer. Okay, so let's go through the answers one by one, okay? All right, reference number here, the date and the page number. Okay, as it is stated there. So the reference number is SOP 005/15. Okay, SOP 005/15. Date is 1st December 2015. Page number is one of three. So you will know by now, okay, there are 3 pages altogether for this graphic SOP. Okay, right. So let's go to the reference number first. Okay, where do we get the information from, class? Where is the reference number stated in the text? Class?
Yes, sir.
The reference number
Okay.
is at the bottom.
Yeah, okay. So if you go and look at the text, okay, the given text here, how to feed lactating cows, there are 3 paragraphs altogether. And if you refer to the final or the last paragraph here, you can see that it is stated at the end of it, okay? So your deadline is on 1st December 2015, and the reference number for this document is SOP 005/15, okay? So you know that by now the reference number will be this, okay, and then you need to use the same reference number for all of the pages of the SOP that you are going to create, okay. All right, so this is going to be similar for your assessment 2A later on when you go through the reading text, okay, and if it is given there or stated in the reading text what is the reference number, then you have to use it. If it is not given, then you can create it on your own. So please, later on for assessment 2A, read through it, okay, read or go through it carefully with your partner, okay? All right, so before I forget, all right, for assessment 2A, it is going to be a pair work, but since that there are 17 of you, so we are going to have 8 pairs, okay, and plus 1 person doing it individually. Right, so 8 pairs plus 1 person doing it individually. So I will share the list whereby you can edit the list of the pairs, okay, in our in our WhatsApp group, right? And then after that, I will see who will be doing the work in pairs and who will be doing it alone. Okay, all right. So we have gotten the reference number there and also the date of the production of the SOP. So 1st December 2015. So therefore, you're going to put it here, the reference number SOP 005/15, and then the date is 1st of December 2015. Okay, for the page number, it depends on the procedures that you are going to have. So if you have a longer procedures, so you can have maybe up to 5 or 7 pages. So it depends, okay? All right. So for the page number, all right, please remember this. For each pair and for each individual in assessment 2A, double check on the page number because it happened frequently in each semester, okay? Whereby your seniors, okay, they forgot to check or double check on the page number once they are going to submit the work in the Google Classroom, Why? Okay, all right, they didn't double check the page number, so the second page number is still one of three, for example, okay, whereby it is supposed to be two of three. So page number 1, it is going to be 1 of 3. Page number 2, it is supposed to be 2 of 3. And the last page, it is supposed to be 3 of 3. So please, you and your partner, remember this, double check on the page number carefully. Because if you didn't follow the rules, okay, the marks will be deducted. So you're going to lose your points over here, your marks. Okay, so please be very careful about it. Okay, the same goes in the date as well. If it is stated in the text given to you, then you need to follow the date given or stated there. If it is not given there, then you are going to use the date that you are writing the SOP. So let's say if you are writing it next Wednesday, okay, for example, so it is going to be 15th of December 2021. Okay, if the information is not given, then you are going to write it like that. Okay, if you are writing it on Thursday, then it is going to be 16 December 2021. Okay, is it clear, class?
Sir, can you repeat again?
Repeat on which part? Is it about the date?
The date part.
Okay, all right. For the date, it is going to be similar like the reference number here, whereby, okay, if it is stated in the text like this one, okay, 1st December 2015, then you have to use the date stated in the text. If it is not given, meaning that, okay, the text is given to you, but there is no specific date mentioned in the text, then you can write the date according to the day that you are writing the SOP. So, your assessment 2A, okay, you are given from second meeting next week, okay, second meeting next week, which is Thursday, up until Sunday. Okay, all right. So let's say you prepare the materials on Friday. I mean, you are writing, you and your partner or you individually, you are writing the SOP on Friday next week. Okay, all right. Friday next week is going to be 16th of December. So if the date is not given in the text, so you just write 16 December 2021 in the box for the date. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Next, standard operating procedures for feeding lactating cows will be the title of the SOP. So, right, this line, it is important. I mean, you need to have this. Standard operating procedures for what is the process. Okay, so this is a must. You need to have this. If you don't have standard operating procedures for, then your marks will not be given. Okay, no marks will be given for that thing. Okay, all right. So standard operating procedures for feeding lactating cows. So where do we get this process from? You look back at the title of the text given to you, how to feed lactating cows. Okay, so standard operating procedures for feeding lactating cows will be the title of this SOP. Okay, so you need to have this line, the one highlighted here. Okay, you need to have this line. All right. So department or unit, where do we get the information from? Okay, this is the answer. This SOP has been written for the research and development department. Okay, so this line is also important. So you need to have this line before you are writing the department or the unit. Okay, this SOP has been written for, okay, that particular line is a must. You need to have it. Okay, where do we get the information from? So we go back to the text, okay, and we look at the first line in the first paragraph over here. You are the senior assistant in the research and development department. So there are two information that we have gotten here. So the first information is your designation of work, senior assistant. Okay, so when it comes to the signature part, whereby you are going to sign it, okay, as you are the one who will be preparing it, okay, so you know that your designation, okay, your job title is senior assistant. Okay, that is information number 1. Information number 2, research and development department. Okay, so you know by now that you are working in the research and development department of the company. Okay, the following line, your manager, Mr. Chong Kong Men, requires you to prepare a SOP on how to feed the lactating cows. Okay, all right. So there are several information over here as well. All right. Who asked you to prepare the SOP? Mr. Chong Kong Men. Okay. So this is going to be the person who will be reviewing your SOP. And what is the job title? He is the manager. Okay. All right. And then he asked you to prepare the SOP on how to feed the lactating cows. So you are preparing the SOP. Okay. You put your full name then, and then your signature and your job title as the senior assistant. Okay. And it is stated there that you are working in the research and development department of the company. So therefore, for the department or unit, you're going to write it. This SOP has been written for the research and development department. Right. We move on to the next thing, which is the purpose. So the purpose of this SOP is to ensure that all general workers and part-timers are well equipped with the knowledge of feeding lactating cows and have the ability to carry out the job efficiently. Okay, right. So this is the aim of it. And remember, when you are talking about the purpose of the SOP, the aim should be very clear. So what is the aim? Okay, to make sure that all general workers and part-timers are well equipped with the knowledge of feeding lactating cows and have the ability to carry out the job efficiently. Okay, right. So where do we get the information from? We go back to the original text. Okay, as you can see in the second line of the first paragraph here, so the purpose is to ensure that all general workers and part-timers are well equipped with the knowledge of feeding lactating cows and have the ability to carry out the job efficiently. So this is the purpose of it. Okay, so for assessment 2A next week, it is going to be very straightforward, meaning that, okay, all of the information that you need to transfer, all of the information that you need to put in the template will be taken over from the text given to you or the document given to you. Okay, only few percent of it that you need to find it from other sources. Okay, we're going to talk about it when we are discussing about the assessment in detail next week after your assessment 2B, which is on the listening. Okay, so don't get confused yet, right? Just stay with me. So this is the purpose of the SOP, okay, the one highlighted, okay, over here. And who can perform this SOP is also stated in this particular information, where general workers and part-timers. Okay, so on this particular information, the purpose is to ensure until the job efficiently, okay, you have two important information here. Number one, it is going to be the purpose of the SOP. Number two, you can also get the information on who can perform the SOP. So we go back to the answers here. So this is the purpose and who can perform this SOP, and these are the answers: general workers or part-timers. Okay, so you have gotten it in the same information. All right, so equipment or tools needed. Okay, personal protective equipment, gloves, working coats, boots. For the tools, TMR mixer, tractor, feeder notebook, bins. Okay, so noted, please take note that the word bin is in plural form here. So it means that there are more than one bin. Okay, and then reference materials, research manuals. So all three parts over here, how to get the information or where to get it. So we go back to the text given here. Okay, all right. So look at the fourth line over here until the end of it. Your reference materials are from the research manuals from your department. Okay, please include the safety, personal protective equipment, gloves, working coats, and boots, and write down the tools in the SOP. Okay, so if you refer to this last line, okay, this last information in the first paragraph, you are going to get two information that you need to put under PPE, under tools, and under reference materials. Okay, so tools we don't have it here. Okay, sorry, tools we don't have it here. We only have the information for PPE and reference materials. Okay, so your reference materials are from the research manuals. So you know that the one that you are going to refer to when you are preparing this SOP is going to be the research manuals. So I'm going to highlight it in red. Okay, and then please include the safety personal protective equipment, PPE, okay, which are the gloves, working coats, and boots. So that will be the PPE, and I'm going to highlight it in red. So you have two information over there. Okay, so we scroll down to the template again. Reference material, okay, we have research manuals. Personal protective equipment, we have gloves, working coats, and boots. Okay, let's have a look now at the tools. So let's go to the text, okay, and look at the second paragraph over here. Okay, all right. So feeding the lactating cow requires 4 steps. Step number 1, preparing feed bunk. Step number 2, loading mixer. Step number 3, mixing feed. And step number 4, distributing feed. To prepare feed bunk, feed refusals are swept to the end of the feed bunk. Then they are scooped into the TMR mixer. Okay, so we have it here. Number 1, TMR mixer. Okay, right. In the feeder notebook, the weight is recorded. Okay, so you need to record the weight. So what do you need to have? The feeder notebook. So this is tool number 2. At the steer pen, food refusals are distributed in bunk. Next, load the mixer. So this is not an ordinary mixer. It is the TMR mixer here. Okay. So to do this, the amount of ingredients to mix stated in the feeder notebook is checked. Protein concentrate from bin number 1 is added and IBS is recorded in the feeder notebook. Okay, so you need to have bin number 1, okay, whereby you're going to take the protein concentrate, okay, being added, and the IBS is recorded. So bin number 1 is going to be your first tool, okay, and then after that, ground corn from bin 2 is added and followed by an IBS record in the feeder notebook again. So bin number 2 here is also another tool. So altogether, now you have 3 tools. Tool number 1, TMR mixer. Tool number 2, feeder notebook. Tool number 3, bin 1 and bin 2, you can write it in plural form, bins. Okay. Alright, then from bunker 1 here is actually referring to bin 1. Corn silage is added and IBS is recorded in the feeder notebook 2. Lastly, from bunker 2, okay, bunker 2 is actually referring to bin 2. Haylage is added and once again IBS is recorded in feeder notebook. For mixing feed, the sub-steps are as follows. For exactly 5 minutes, the feed is mixed. While the mixer is running, do not move the tractor. Suddenly, we have the word tractor here. Okay, so tractor is going to be your last tools needed to perform the SOP. Okay, so lastly, why do we say that tractor is going to be the last tool? Okay, lastly, in the feeder notebook, the total amount of feed is recorded. In distributing feed, which is the final step, feed is distributed evenly along the entire length of the feed bunk. Again, in feeder notebook, time is recorded. Tractor and mixer are returned to the equipment shed. So you know that we have the word equipment here. So it means tools, okay? And then we have the word mixer here. Mixer here refers to TMR mixer. And we have the word tractor here as well. So tractor is going to be your last tools needed for the SOP, okay, or for you to perform the task. So we have tools number 1, TMR mixer, tools number 2, feeder notebook, tools number 3, bin 1 and bin 2, you change it to bins in plural form, and the last tool will be the tractor. So we have 4 tools altogether here. Okay, all right. So for the assessment, this is what you're going to do, and you are going to work closely together with your partner. Okay, all right. As it is stated in the second paragraph here, there are 4 steps, okay, involved in lactating or feeding the lactating cows. Okay.
Sorry, sir.
Yes.
In one group, have many people?
It is not a group work. It is going to
Oh,
be a pair work.
pair work. So,
Okay.
okay. Sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Since that there are 17 of you, there will be 8 pairs. Okay. So 8 pairs equal to 16 person, and the last person will be doing it alone. Okay. All right. For those who are doing it individually, don't worry, because okay, we have set the text to be shorter and easier for you to work on your own. Okay, all right. So there are 4 steps altogether: preparing feed bunk, loading mixer, mixing feed, and distributing feed. So in the procedure here, if you look at the answer, okay, it is put in the form of hierarchical SOP. Okay, this is hierarchical SOP. Okay, how to change it to graphic SOP? I'm going to show it to you after this. Okay, all right. So we have prepare feed bunk. Step number 2, load mixer. Step number 3, mix feed. Step number 4, distribute feed. Okay, so we have 4 steps altogether. Okay, so we skip this part first, and then we go to the last part, which is on this thing. Okay, prepared by, okay, since that you are being asked by your manager, Mr. Chan Kong Meng, okay, to prepare the SOP. So in this context, you need to write your full name, okay, right, and then your designation, okay, senior assistant. So where do we get the information from? From the text as well. Okay, as it is stated here, you are the senior assistant. Okay, your manager, Mr. Chong Kong Meng, requires you to prepare the SOP. So he is the manager. Chong Kong Meng is the manager. It's actually Chong or Chang. Okay, all right, we got it incorrect there. Okay, and then if you refer to the last paragraph over here, you are required to complete the SOP. And once your manager approves, who is your manager, Mr. Chong Kong Meng, okay, he will send the document to Mr. Bhaskaran Raj, your deputy director for endorsement. Okay, so the last person who will be approving the tax, okay, or the SOP will be Mr. Bhaskaran Raj, and his designation is the deputy director. Okay, so we go to the last part of the SOP. Not Chan, it is Chong. Okay, sorry. All right. So reviewed by Mr. Chong Kong Meng. Okay, the job title is the manager, or designation is the manager, and then approved by Bhaskaran Raj, and then the job title is the deputy director. So this is how you are supposed to arrange your information taken from the text. Okay, and just to let you know, for assessment to a reading SOP, it is actually going to be information transfer. So the text given to you or the document given to you will be useful for the one that you are going to put in the template. So most of the information, I can say that it is going to be 98%. You are going to take it from the text or the document given to you. Okay, only 2% that you need to find from other sources. Okay, so that is how you are going to do your second assessment, especially on assessment 2A. Okay, so now we are going to have a look at the procedures over here and how to change it into graphic operating procedure. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here I'm going to use my other device, okay, so that I can show it to you clearly. Right. So now I am sharing my screen using my other device. Okay. All right. Hopefully you can see my screen. All right. So this is going to be on graphic SOP. When we are talking about graphic SOP, you must remember that the information should be arranged from left to the right. Okay, so you need to arrange it from left to the right. Okay, so as it is stated in the activity, okay, there are 4 steps to feed lactating cows. Okay, so step number 1, it is going to be prepare feed bunk. This is step number 1. Okay, step number 2, it is going to be load mixer. Step number 3, it is going to be mix feed. Step number 4, it is going to be distribute feed. Okay, so there are 4 steps altogether. All right, and how to have the procedures in graphic SOP. So then you are going to have the boxes. Okay, all right, and for each of the box, okay, from the left to the right over here, perhaps you can draw some arrows like this to show that you are moving from left to the right. Okay, let's have a look at the procedures that we are going to have in the first step. Okay, all right, so the first procedure given here is to sweep the feed refusals to the end of the feed bunk. Okay, all right, and then okay, we have also number 2, number 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, all right, so load mixer over here, I'm going to take step number 2 or procedure number 2. Okay, procedure number 2, add protein concentrate from bin 1 and record IBS in the feeder notebook. Okay, all right. So just to let you know, I'm not writing the whole procedure over here for number 3, number 4, and also for number 1, number 2. I'm just taking example, okay, procedure number 1 here, okay, for the first step. Okay, I am also taking the second procedure here under the second step. Okay, just to show what you are supposed to do for graphic SOP. So this is not a complete graphic SOP yet. Okay, let us have a look at the first step over here. Okay, which is the first procedure: sweep the feed refusals to the end of the feed bunk. Okay, so you need to find graphics or images related to this procedure. So in this case, okay, I'm going to draw it for you. Okay, right. But when it comes to the assessment itself, okay, you can find the graphics or the images in Google. Okay, I will share with you. I will show it to you afterwards how to find the images or graphics in Google after this. Okay, so you have the picture of the broom. okay, whereby you are going to use it to sweep, okay, sweep the feed refusals. And then you have the feed bunk. So this is the feed bunk. Okay, so this is the feed bunk. So it means that for each of the procedure that you have under each steps, okay, for example, prepare feed bunk, okay, this is step number 1. And then procedure number 1 here, you need to have the graphics or images that support that particular SOP or procedure, okay, and therefore it can be considered as graphic SOP. Okay, all right, if you're asking me, sir, can we have all of the procedure written? Okay, for example, prepare feed bunk here, okay, step number 1, we have 4 procedures altogether. So let's say, sir, can we just list all of the 4 procedure first, and then we have the images or the graphics at the bottom of it? Then you can do it as well, okay, but make sure that it covers all of the procedures that you have there. So it will be easier if you have one procedure followed by the images or the graphics that support that procedure. Okay, so we go to the second example over here. Okay, step number 2. All right, load mixer. Okay, and you have to add the protein concentrate from bin 1 and record DBS in the feeder notebook. Okay, so let's say you have bin 1 here. Okay, all right, and then you have the nozzle maybe. Okay, and you are going to add the protein concentrate. Okay, so meaning that you need to add it into maybe like a place. Okay, maybe like a container. So you need to put it into a container. So you are going to say that this is going to be the protein concentrate. Okay, and then you need to record the IBS in the feeder notebook. So you're going to have the notebook here. Okay, so this is feeder notebook. All right, so this is how you are going to prepare the graphic SOP. Is it clear, class?
Clear, sir.
Okay, right. I'm going to stop sharing from this device. I'm going to share the screen from this device. Then I'm going to show to you how you can find the pictures or the graphics from the internet. Okay, all right. So let's say you go to Google and then you type the word feed bunk. Okay, and then you want to know how does it look like. All right, how does it look like? Okay, so you click on images here. Okay, and let's say you're going to use this image. So this is the picture of feed bunk. Okay, all right. So my suggestion to make it better, because remember that this is not yours, the picture is not yours, and you're going to use it in your assessment. Okay, all right. So what you can do is that you can click visit here. Okay, and then you can go to this image, right click on it, and then you click copy image. And you go to this procedure. Okay, the first one here, sweep the feed refusals to the end of the feed bunk. Okay, so we need the picture of the feed bunk here, so I just need to enter the picture of the feed bunk. Okay, so this is too big, and of course you can resize it. Okay, so you can make it smaller so that it fits your pamphlet or your SOP. Okay, so you can make it smaller. Okay, like this one. Okay, class? All right? And do not forget, where do you get or where do you take the picture from? Okay, so in this context, you can use APA 7th style edition, similar like the one that you did for your first assessment. Okay, and you have gotten the link here, okay, to the image, and you are going to write it under reference materials. Okay, all right, so you go to reference materials here. Okay, you have additional information. Sorry, my bad. I'm supposed to copy and paste the link first. Okay, so this is the link. Okay, go to reference material, and then you paste the link there. And of course, you need to write it according to APA style 7th edition. Okay, so write it according to APA style 7th edition. That is how you can use the image or the pictures taken from the internet. Okay, all right. Any question, class, so far?
No.
Okay, all right. So if you don't have any other question, okay, so what we are going to do now is to discuss regarding your assessment. Okay, we are going to discuss regarding your assessment. Right, so I'm going to share my screen again on this device. Okay, let's talk about assessment 2A first. Okay, assessment 2A, it is going to be reading SOP. Okay, and it will be conducted in week 9. It carries 40 marks or 15% of your overall marks. Okay, 15% of your overall marks. Okay, in week 9, we are going to have it in the second meeting. So for your section, it is going to be on Thursday, 16 December 2021, until the due date will be on Sunday, 19 December 2021. Okay, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you have like 4 days, okay, all right, to complete the activity, okay, or the task, all right. So assessment 2A, it is going to be either pair work or also individual. So since that we have an odd numbers, okay, in our class, so there are 17 of us, okay, 17 packs altogether. So I'm going to break it into 8 pairs, 16 packs, plus 1 individual. Okay, all right, 1 individual. Okay, that is going to be for assessment 2A. Okay, so what do you need to do for assessment 2A? Okay, so the text will be given to you. All right, the text will be given to you, to each pair and individual. Okay, so pair, individual, you are going to have the text. Okay, but okay, each pair and individual will not have the same contents. Okay, so 8 pairs and 1 individual for your section will not have the same contents. Maybe the text, okay, the document is the same, okay. Maybe the document is the same. Right, okay. Maybe the document is the same, but the contents that you need to focus on for assessment 2A will be different. Okay, the contents will be different. All right. Okay. So, any questions so far, class?
No.
Okay. All right. So this is for assessment 2A. So you have from your second meeting next week, which is on Thursday. Okay, from Thursday. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, 16 December until Sunday, 19 December. So you have from Thursday, 16 December until Sunday, 19 December 2021 to complete this task. Okay, and where are you going to submit it? It is going to be submitted in Google Classroom. So I'm going to create a tab, okay, for you to submit your assessment 2A in Google Classroom. Okay, so that is about assessment 2A. So now let us discuss about assessment 2B. Okay, give me 1 minute. Right, now let us discuss about assessment 2B. Okay, right. So assessment 2B will be listening. Okay, right. And it will also be conducted next week. Okay, and when are we going to have it? So it is going to be conducted second meeting, okay, which is Thursday, 16 December 2021. Okay, and it's going to be like 40 minutes. Okay, all right. So it's going to be 40 minutes. Okay, and then this assessment carries 20 marks or 10% of your overall marks. Okay, so next Thursday, we are going to meet together, okay, for 40 minutes, okay, whereby for that 40 minutes, we are going to do the listening test. And then after that, okay, once you have complete answering the question, we are going to discuss, or I'm going to give you the briefing regarding your assessment 2A over here again. Okay, so just to let you know, we are going to start with assessment 2B first. So we're going to start over here. And then we are going to, I'm going to give you the briefing, okay, about assessment 2A. And for assessment 2A, you are given until Sunday to complete it. Okay, assessment 2B, it is only 40 minutes. Okay, it will be conducted on Thursday, 16 December 2021. Okay, for assessment 2B, there are 3 parts, A, B, and C. Okay, for part A, it will be 10 questions. Okay, for part B, it will be 5 questions. For part C, it will also be 5 questions. Okay, for part A, it is going to be MCQ, okay, or multiple choice questions. What is it about? Okay, meaning that you are given option A or B or C or D, then you need to pick which one is the most suitable answer. Okay, for example, maybe it is D, so you're going to pick this answer. For part B, 5 questions here, it is also MCQ, but the options will be lesser. You have the options of A or B or C only. Then you choose, maybe A is the correct answer according to you. Okay. For part C, okay, 5 questions. The questions will be in the form of true or false only. Is it clear, class?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. For assessment to be, maybe, okay, maybe, all right, just to let you know, maybe we are going to have it in the form of Google form, okay, all right, or test paper, normal test paper. So we'll see about it, because previously we have it in Google form. You just come to the class and bring your own device, meaning you can bring your laptop or tablet or smartphone, okay, to answer the questions. Okay, all right. If it is in Google form, okay, if it is in Google form, you can bring your own laptop or tablet or smartphone, and then I'm going to give you the link there, and then you need to listen to the recording and you can answer the question. Okay, all right. So just to let you know, for assessment to be as well, okay, assessment to be, there will be 3 recordings. 3 recordings here refer to A, refers to B, refers to C. Okay, and this recording will be played twice. So for the first time you are listening to the recording, perhaps, okay, you can jot down your answers. When you are listening to the recording for the second time, you double check whether you answer the questions correctly or not. Okay. Right. Any question, class?
No.
Sure.
So far tak ada, sir.
I beg your pardon again? So far tak
No,
ada.
sir.
Okay. Alright, so far you don't have any other question. Alright. So no question so far. Alright, no other question. Can I double check again? Muhammad Farish Azran, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, alright. Because I called upon your name just now in the beginning of the class and you didn't answer me. Okay.
Because my internet connection slow, so I late entering the class.
Okay. Alright, don't worry. Don't worry about that. Okay. Alright. So if there is no other question, so I believe that's all from me. But again, if you need more clarification regarding the assessment, feel free to contact me in our Telegram group, and then I will share the what you call it, the
Sir,
yes.
since when we got Telegram group?
Oh, sorry. It's WhatsApp group.
Oh,
Okay,
okay, sir.
because you are the only one using WhatsApp actually. Because all of my other sections, okay, we are using Telegram. Sorry, okay. So I'm going to, if there is any clarification that you need from me, okay, you can ask me in our WhatsApp group. Okay. Before we end the session, I almost forgot about this. Yes, thank you very much for sharing the live video of you enjoying the meals. I haven't taken my breakfast yet. Okay. All right. For our class, for our second class this week, okay, which is on Thursday. Okay, for our second class this week on Thursday, you can go to Kalam. Okay, go to Kalam. Go to week 8. Okay, go to week 8. All right, read on listening strategies here. Read on listening strategies, and then you can click CEFR listening activities here. CEFR listening activities. Okay, CEFR listening activities. All right. Okay. So how to do this? Okay, I'm going to show it to you. You click on CEFR listening activities, and then it will bring you to this link. You click this link. Okay, and it will bring you to this particular page. Okay, so B2 is actually the level of listening test that you are going to have. This is exercises actually, and this is going to be your activity for your second meeting this week, which is on Thursday. Okay, on Thursday we have only 1 hour class, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
all right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's
Yes,
good.
sir.
Synchronous class. So as you can see on the page, okay, if you click on the link, it will bring you to this page. You have the topic on education, you have the topic on accommodation, leisure, tourism, travel, health, the environment, okay, and describing places. Okay, so you have several topics over here. So what do you do? What do you need to do? You just click on education, for example. Okay, right? Okay, and then you're going to have the questions here and the recording on top of it. So you just click on play here, then you will listen to the recording, and then as you listen, you can answer the question. Okay, so as you click on it, then you can see, okay, let's say if your answer is number 1 here, then it is incorrect. But if your answer is B here, okay, the second option, then it is correct. So you can see where which one is correct or which one is incorrect. So you do all of the activities there, okay, all of the topics, education up until describing places for your second meeting or asynchronous class this Thursday. Okay, all right. So I'm going to stop the recording now.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.